Hi families of PS 101, I'm here today and I'm going to be showing you how you could help your child practice for the state exam at home. I'm Miss Epperlino and I teach 3rd grade, so I will be using 3rd grade state exams as an example. You're going to type on Google 3rd grade state exam. When you type this into Google, you're going to see many options and you can click Past Grades 3 to 8 Test. As you click, you're going to see two important links. You're going to see the English Language Arts and the Mathematics Release Test questions. First, I'm going to show you English Language Arts. As you click English Language Arts, you can start from year 2025 and you can click the grade your child is in and then click Release Test Questions. As you see, you're going to see a bunch of pages, but you're going to scroll down and you are going to have your child read this at home and answer the questions. If you have a printer, you could print out the pages. If you do not have a printer, you can do the simple thing of getting a notebook, having your child open up to a fresh page, and then numbering over here. You can number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And have them answer the questions in their notebook. If you're thinking, how would you know the answer? You can go down, all the way down, and you can see here that these are the answer key. This is the answer key. So this is one way you can help your child at home. As you also can see, there are writing questions. And here it says not available. If you need the answers to the writing questions, for example, question 34, you're going to go back, click 2025, the grade, and then scoring materials. You're going to scroll down. There is a bunch of pages here, but I want you to only focus where these pages are. Possible response. This is what your child should include in their response. You could also see in the past students who answered the questions and what score that they got. So for example, this is a response that scored 2 out of 2 credits. So if your child writes something like this, it is okay, as long as they're using details from the story. Sometimes the student gets only 1 out of 2. This means that a student only used one detail that related to the question. Then if you scroll even more down, you'll see what a 0 out of 2 looks like. This is an example of a student who got 0 points. So just look at this page and look where it says possible response, and you will see what your child should be including in their response. This is definitely a great way to help you help your child at home. For the mathematics part, it's the same thing. You're going to go to Mathematics Release Test Questions, click on a year, click on your child's grade, release test questions, and then here are all of the questions from the past exams. Same thing goes for the write-in questions. They don't have the answers down here in the answer key. So the only way to do it is to go back, click Scoring Materials, and then you're going to see all the possible responses. Always look at this page and look at what the response is. If you scroll down, this is another question, and here they have to explain how you know the answer is correct. The next page is the answer, so your child could include this, or they could include this, or another valid response. You scroll down, you'll see past students who got a 2 out of 2. You scroll even more down, you'll see 1 out of 2, and then you'll see a student who scored 0 out of 2. Our goal is to have our students score 2 out of 2. So this is definitely a way to help your child at home with the state exam. And I just want to say that your child may tell you, I did this in school already. And I would respond to them and say, extra practice is good practice. So as long as they are trying their best at home and they are reading the story again and answering the questions again and answering them correctly, that is a good thing. If you see that your child is not answering the questions correctly, that means they need to review the story. Another tip is I want you to monitor them if they have the device in front of them. They might go down to where the answers are and they might not be working as you think. So the best thing to do is monitor them. If you cannot monitor them, I'm also going to show you a way to have your child work on the computer with the story without them having access to the answer key. Now, this is important. If you give them the page like that, they're going to scroll down and they're going to see the answer key and they're going to tell you, I'm done, and everything is going to be right, and you're going to think that your child did everything correctly on their own. The way to avoid this is the first thing you're going to do is you're going to number the pages. So I want to print or I want to save only pages 14 to 20. I'm going to click on File, Print, Print using System Dialog, range from 14 to 20, and I'm going to click PDF. Now, if you want to save paper, definitely use this method. I'm going to name this Raccoon State Exam Story PDF. Now it's saved onto my computer. I'm going to write Raccoon State Exam Story. And when I open it, I'm only going to show my student this. I am not going to have them have access to this because the answer key is on the bottom. We don't want our students to look at the answer key. So this was one way you can help your child at home. Definitely make sure you're monitoring them, make sure they're going back into the story and they're highlighting details that match their answer, and make sure that they are focused and concentrated. Our goal is to have students look back into the story, highlight where they find their answers. Then they go on to the next question. Another tip I have for you to tell your children at home is to take their time, but that does not mean to look around the classroom. It means to focus on their story. We want our students to focus and we want our students to succeed. And our goal here is to give them as much practice as they need for the state exam. I hope you found this video useful, and I hope that you don't have any questions, that I answered all your questions. But in that case, just comment down here on this video and I will answer any questions that you may have. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this really helped you.